Right, so you've got Voyager and you're stuck in the Delta Quadrant, and we have a game that's basically asking the question that we all asked while watching the show: what if Janeway just bloody went for it? Because we're not looking at just plot your course and have a nice time type of game here. It's going to be proper ship survival management, fixing systems, juggling power, keeping the morale up, and then you can have the other big half, the what if decisions that will give it that roguelike run feel. So you can make a decision that feels perfectly sensible, and then 2 jumps later you're wondering what the hell has gone wrong. So if you're looking for a Star Trek Captain fantasy but with some consequences that are actually going to stick, this might be a game to keep an eye on. Welcome back to LT Gaming everyone, my name is Tom. I've got a cold today, so apologies for that, but we're going to weigh up this new Voyager game, what seems promising, what I'm a little bit cautious about, and of course I'd be remiss if I didn't say, if you enjoy the breakdowns we do and the content we're making on the latest games, give our video a like, it really helps us get out there, and you can consider subscribing too. Alright, let's get into it. So what actually is this game? Well, in one sentence, it's a story-driven survival strategy game where you're managing Voyager itself, yes, the Voyager from the TV show, so the ship, the crew, the resources, Neelix probably, and you're trying to get everyone home in one piece. Everyone knows this story in the Trek world anyway. And importantly, it's not trying to be a massive scope 4X game or anything like that. It's more of a narrative survival strategy, where the drama comes from your choices and the consequences of them, rather than painting the map a certain colour. It's being developed by GameXI and published by Daedalic, and it's always music to my ears to hear we have a release date, and it's coming on the 18th of February this year. So moment to moment, you're basically bouncing around Voyager to keep it functional and pushing forward through the Delta Quadrant. Step 1 is always going to be stabilize the ship. If you watch the show, you know it's always in critical condition. Keep life support, energy ticking over, rebuild rooms, and make it actually livable again. Then they add on this veneer of crew management. So you assign crew based on skills. Who's going to fix what? Who's going to keep this thing running? And later on, you're going to have to think ahead to battle stations and away team roles. Your crew setup will feed directly into how well you handle all the bad stuff. And then you're going to have a bit of breathing room. You're going to plot your course, scan planets, anomalies for resources, chase some opportunities, and try not to stumble into something that turns your plan into a disaster report. And then the constant decision pressure. You can play it diplomatic, as they painfully often do in the show, or you can let your phasers do the talking. Are you going to be Kirk, Picard, Janeway, or you could even channel your inner Cisco? So there's some nice systems as well that overlay all the gameplay elements. So Voyager starts out battered, as we all know, and then there's a lot of strategy in restoring and reconfiguring the ship. So rebuilding rooms, improving layouts, strengthening your systems. What I'm going to be looking for here is whether these choices feel like real strategy, proper prioritization, or whether it just turns into click upgrade because the bar is red type thing. Then there will be research. It's not just going to be stat padding. It's been framed as improving your capabilities and keeping the crew functional. And then of course you'll have the few spicy options along the way. Board tech as this risk reward line. And of course it wouldn't be Voyager without a healthy dose of exploration. So you will choose your routes, scan for resources, navigate unknown sectors, and that one good discovery can save you vibe. And this brings in the roguelike elements, so it's all baked in, meaning replayability is going to be part of the pitch. Combat is positioned as captain-led, so you're not flying as Tom Paris, you're directing targets and subsystems, managing your energy, and deciding, maybe most importantly, when to commit. Away missions will hinge on who you send, how you approach the situation, and where you should have crew skills that matter to the situation at hand. Now, let's do a quick demo temperature check, because all these vibes are lovely, but it's the reception that matters. At the time of recording, Steam had the demo sitting on around 82% positive, which I think is a strong start for this survival strategy thing, with, let's be honest, a slightly niche pitch. The praise I keep seeing makes sense to me. People like the idea of Voyager as a survival strategy problem. It fits the TV series, let's be honest. Limited resources, hard calls, and the constant you can't solve everything at once pressure. The biggest repeated complaints is that the demo didn't have voice acting, it's all text and subtitles, and that is genuinely jarring with a license like this, because so much of Trek is in the flavour and delivery of it all. Now the devs have said the full version will add partial voiceover plus updated music and sound, but partial can go either way. It could be enough to give scenes presence, or it could land very awkwardly if it's not consistent. Some other common knocks have been that the UI clarity and polish isn't there, a few things about mobile game for example, But I think we gotta be fair, Daedalic have talked about demo updates focusing on these things, and I hope they're taking the steps in the right direction. So to outline my take for you guys, I think it's very exciting with this Trek premise, and I think this story in particular suits this survival strategy almost perfectly. I like that they've included this stuff about the board tech temptation, it very fits the series storyline, and I'm genuinely interested to see what other storyline nuggets from the series pop up in this game. I also think the crew skill system is very cool, affecting multiple layers, how the ship functions, combat, away missions. It could give that real texture as playing as the captain. I am cautious about the depth versus the UI busy work. I want meaningful trade-offs and not feeling like I'm an administrator. Roguelike randomness, I'm a huge fan of the roguelike genre, but does the failures feel like you're cool, or are you looking at dice rolls and feeling you just got a hard done by? Combat, away missions, are they satisfying systems or speed bumps between story beats? Will they get monotonous is what I'm saying here. So yeah guys, that is Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown, and I do think if this what if consequences style can land, and the management layer stays sharp on top, it could be a really tasty survival strategy game set in the Trek universe, which is always exciting. It's currently set for 18th of Feb 2026 release, and the demo is up now, so it's worth a look if you want to see this loop clicks for you. But please jump down to the comments, what do you think? Are you excited by it? Do you wish they'd taken another franchise? Let me know, and of course I'll interact with you guys down there. Feel free to like the video of course, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye bye now.